Welcome to Gun News in 5 minutes or less. This is brought to you by the Gun News and Reviews channel. Today we have with us Mr. Mark Jones, and Mark works for the Gun Owners of America, who we've talked about quite a bit on this channel and have encouraged you to join. And we'll include, as usual, links on how to do that. Mark's title is the Director of the National Hunter Outreach Program. This is the GOA kind of spreading its influence and outreach now. What can you tell us about it, Mark?
Well, Dave, first, thank you for having me on your show. And, our program is designed to reach out to hunters. Our motto is that the Second Amendment is not about hunting, but hunters should be about the Second Amendment. And, we all know the founding fathers didn't write the Second Amendment because they were afraid of deer. But hunters need to be engaged and involved in fighting for our rights. So that's kind of the impetus for our program, to engage hunters in the Second Amendment debate, always keeping the Second Amendment as our first focus. And we're also going to be doing some things to protect the hunting tradition, such as opposing a recent effort to ban the interstate transport of wildlife and things like that. So that's kind of where we're coming from.
You and I had a conversation here a week or so ago, and your background really seems fitting for what you're doing now. Can you talk a little bit about some of the different things that you've done in your career?
Sure, Dave. Yes, I'm a retired wildlife biologist, spent almost 3 decades in a state fish and wildlife agency. I'm still a certified wildlife biologist, so I've had the professional side of interaction with hunting and hunting issues. I'm a lifelong hunter, been hunting since I was a little boy, and very passionate about both the Second Amendment and the American hunting tradition. And again, our goal is to engage hunters, get hunters involved in local, state, and national politics to protect the hunting tradition and the Second Amendment. I feel blessed to have come out of one career and have landed in this new role where I can fight for two things I believe in, like the Second Amendment and our hunting tradition. You know this, and most of our listeners do, that hunters in Australia and Great Britain were blindsided a few decades ago. I don't think they saw it coming, but the government began to impose draconian gun restrictions and gradually take away rights. Now, many of the firearms that people used to use to hunt there are restricted and no longer available. And so hunting has become something, it was always different in Europe because it was just hunting had a different background, but now it's very much restricted to people who can navigate those nations' tight firearms restrictions. That's just an example of what can happen. It's a slippery slope. So just because you don't like an AR-15 or you don't like a 9mm pistol, it doesn't mean they're not going to come after what you do like someday.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the point that we're trying to make. The Second Amendment's not about hunting, but hunters should be about the Second Amendment.
How can people get involved? How can they help?
We're going to be launching some stuff very soon, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. Our program's called Second Amendment Hunters. We have a logo and brochure and information. They can go to our website at gunowners.org, or just Google, Gun Owners of America, and you'll find gunowners.org. Yep. And if in the meantime, they can email me directly at mark.jones@gunowners.org, and I'll be glad to pass along information. We have had some things go out in the media. We did oppose that petition to ban the interstate transport of wildlife that was sent to the federal government. So we formally oppose that. We've already been fighting for hunters behind the scenes. And we've got to get our information out on the website and get our program more national recognition. But check our website or email me, and hopefully more is going to be coming out in the next few weeks about our hunting efforts.
Mark, I really appreciate you taking the time today, and hopefully we can have you on again as this thing kind of gets kicked off. We'd love to have you on and talk about it some more.
Yes, as we get things moving in the next few months, I'd love to come back, Dave. And thank you for your time today. And be glad to talk with you anytime.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you, Dave.
For more on this and other stories like it, please like and subscribe. Gun News and Reviews.